You are growing food wrong. You spend your money on seeds, soil, and fertilizer. And your tomatoes still look like garbage. What if I told you a weed beats your tomato plant? This is Comfrey. Gardeners hate it. Chemical companies hate it. Big agriculture really hates it. They call it a pest. They call it invasive. They call it useless. You see videos of people ripping it out and throwing it away. They told you to destroy it. They lied. Look at the roots. Tomato roots stay shallow, maybe 3 feet at the maximum. Comfrey roots drill down 6 feet, 8 feet, even 10 feet deep into the earth. They break hardpan soil. They open compacted ground. They pull minerals from deep underground. This plant is a nutrient elevator. Those deep minerals travel up the stalk and fill the leaves. When the leaves drop, or when you cut them yourself, those minerals hit the topsoil. Your vegetables eat exactly what Comfrey brings up: no bag, no bottle, no store. This is free food for life, but there is a reason the industry panics when they see this plant in your yard. Here is the real reason the industry panics. One Comfrey root becomes 50 plants. 50 plants quickly become 1,000. You do not need seed companies. You do not need transplant suppliers. You only need one cutting, one time. That is very bad for their business. Walk into any garden store and look at the shelves. Fertilizer costs $15. Seed packets cost $4. Potting mix costs $12. They built a massive empire on your dependency. They want you coming back every single spring. They want your money every single year. Comfrey laughs at that model. It makes its own nitrogen, it mines its own potassium, it even creates its own mulch. It asks for absolutely nothing from you. Big agriculture cannot put a price tag on that, so they buried the information. They removed it from gardening books. They kept it off television shows. They replaced it with chemical products that you are forced to buy. This knowledge did not disappear by accident. It was pushed out purposefully and systematically. But there is a secret about your specific USDA zone that proves they are still hiding the truth today. You live in USDA Zone 7, Zone 8, or maybe Zone 5. Your soil is tired. Your grocery bills are high. Your tomatoes barely produce anything. This forgotten herb fixes all of it. But it only works if you know exactly how to use it. And it only works if you stop trusting the people who want you dependent on their expensive products. You hear a lot about soil health on YouTube. Most of that information is just fluff. This is not fluff. This is real biology. Comfrey leaves contain a very specific ratio of nutrients. Scientists measure this plant at 1.8 parts nitrogen, 1 part phosphorus, and 5 parts potassium. That ratio matters deeply because it matches what your vegetables actually need to thrive. Most chemical fertilizers dump nitrogen hard and fast. They burn the soil. They kill the essential microbes. Comfrey does the exact opposite. When a Comfrey leaf lands on your soil, it does not just feed the plant. It feeds the bacteria. It feeds the fungi. It even feeds the worms. Those organisms multiply. They create tunnels. They produce a natural glue that holds your soil together. Within just one season, dead dirt becomes living earth. Here is the part they do not tell you. Synthetic fertilizer destroys this natural process. It salts the ground. It kills the biology. You get a quick green burst, followed by a long-term decline. Comfrey builds the system instead of mining it. You pay once for the plant, and the system runs itself forever. But if it works this well, why do you not see it on large farms? The answer is not science. It is a matter of logistics. So, if Comfrey works this well, why do large-scale farms not use it? The answer is not found in science. The answer is found in speed. A modern farm operates on a very tight clock. A tractor sprays liquid fertilizer across 100 acres in a single hour. One person with a hand tool cuts maybe 1/10 of an acre in that same hour. Comfrey requires cutting 3 to 5 times per year. You must move the biomass. You must spread the leaves. It is manual labor in a world run by machines. Farms did not ban Comfrey with laws. They banned it with logistics. It does not fit their system. It slows down the machine. So, they chose the plastic bottle over the green leaf. But you are not a massive industrial farm. You are a home gardener in Zone 6, Zone 7, or Zone 9. You have the time, you have the space, and you have your own hands. Their logistical problem becomes your secret superpower. Now let us talk about yield. This is where the data gets very uncomfortable for the industry. Researchers have measured comfrey biomass production for decades. 100 squade of comfrey produces up to 100 pounds of nutrient-dense leaves every single year. 100 pounds. That comes from a patch of earth smaller than your bedroom. When you apply those leaves around your vegetables, something incredible happens. Tomatoes planted next to comfrey mulch produce 20 to 30% more fruit than tomatoes grown alone. That is not just a little more. That is almost 1/3 more food. Peppers respond the same way. Squash responds the same way. Even potatoes respond the same way. Think about what that means for your grocery bill. One comfrey plant costs you maybe $10. It lives for 20 years. It boosts every vegetable near it for 2 full decades. No fertilizer purchase is needed. No soil amendment purchase is required. Just free yield year after year. But there is a third level to this story. This is the part they really do not want you to understand. Comfrey does not replace your fertilizer. It replaces the mindset of dependency. When you grow your own fertility, you stop looking at store shelves for answers. When you propagate your own plants, you stop ordering from catalogs. When your soil builds itself, you stop searching for expensive fixes. The gardening industry runs on fear. Fear of failure, fear of pests, fear of poor soil. They sell solutions to problems they helped create. Comfrey removes that fear. It builds resilience. It makes you the source instead of just the customer. They did not ban this plant because it fails. They banned it because it works too well. It makes their entire business model obsolete. So, how do you actually use this in your own garden starting tomorrow? Now you know why they buried this information. You know the science behind the soil healing. The question is simple. How do you get this plant working for you today? First, you need the right variety. Do not grab wild comfrey from the side of the road. That type spreads by seed and quickly becomes a nightmare. You want sterile hybrids like Bocking 4 or Bocking 14. These cultivars produce all the benefits, but they do not take over your yard. They stay exactly where you put them. You can find these through mail-order nurseries or local plant swaps. One crown costs between $8 and $12. You pay that one time. The plant lives for 20 years. That is only 50 cents per year for unlimited fertilizer. Planting is not complicated. Dig a hole twice as wide as the roots. Place the crowns so the growing tips sit just below the soil surface. Cover it with dirt and water at one time. That is it. You do not need to fertilize it. You do not need to baby it. Comfrey grows where nothing else will. But do you know the most important part of picking a spot? Choose your spot carefully. Comfrey roots go very deep. Once established, they do not like to move. Pick a corner of your garden where it can live forever. Whether you are in Zone 5, Zone 7, or Zone 9, it does not matter. This plant handles freezing winters and blazing summers. It laughs at drought. It laughs at poor soil. It just grows. Your comfrey is growing. The leaves are huge. Now what? Grab a pair of shears or a sharp knife. Walk up to the plant and cut the big leaves at the base. Do this right before the plant flowers. That is when nutrient levels peak. You can do this 3 to 5 times per growing season. Every time you cut, it grows back even stronger. Now take those leaves and walk over to your tomatoes. Lay them right on the soil around the base. Do not chop them up. Do not compost them first. Just drop them. This is the laziest and most effective gardening method on earth. Here is what happens next. Worms come up at night. They grab the edges of those leaves and pull them down into their burrows. Worms eat the leaf material and leave castings behind. Those castings are pure plant food. The worms are doing your work for free. Within 2 weeks, those thick leaves turn into dark, crumbly soil. The soil stays moist because the leaves block evaporation. Weeds cannot push through. Your tomatoes get a constant slow, release feeding with every rain shower. Chop and drop works great for mulch. But there is another method that hits even harder: Comfrey Tea. Get a 5-gallon bucket, stuff it full of comfrey leaves and pack them in tight. Place a heavy rock on top to hold them down. Fill the bucket with water and leave it in a corner of your yard for 3 to 4 weeks. The smell will be terrible, which is a very good sign. It means the nutrients are entering the water. The liquid turns dark brown, almost black. This is concentrated plant food. Do not use it straight, or it will burn your plants. Dilute 1 part Comfrey Tea with 10 parts water. Use that dark liquid for your tomatoes, your peppers, and your squash. Watch what happens. The potassium in Comfrey Tea pushes massive fruit production. Your plants set more flowers. Those flowers turn into more vegetables. The nitrogen gives green growth without the weakness of chemical products. Apply this every 2 weeks. Your plants will look darker and healthier than your neighbor's plants. But there is one more trick. Did you know Comfrey can fix a dead compost pile in just a few days? One more trick before you go. Comfrey fixes bad compost. Most home compost piles sit there doing absolutely nothing. They are too dry, too wet, or they simply lack nitrogen. They can take a full year to break down. Comfrey fixes this in a matter of days. Throw a layer of comfrey leaves into your pile, then add brown material like cardboard. The high nitrogen wakes up the bacteria. The bacteria multiply fast and heat up the pile. That heat breaks down material in weeks instead of months. You get finished compost by fall instead of next spring. And remember, that compost contains all the minerals Comfrey mined from deep underground. You are essentially bringing minerals from 6 feet deep into your compost pile. The cycle continues. The soil builds dependency ends. This is not complicated. It is not expensive. This is one plant doing the work of an entire garden center. You plant it once and your vegetables do the rest. You now know the truth they tried to bury. You know why commercial farms refuse to use it. Not because it fails, but because it works too well. It threatens a system built on your dependency. You live in USDA Zone 7, Zone 8, Zone 5, or Zone 9. Your soil might be clay sand or tired from years of chemical feeding. None of that matters to Comfrey. This plant grows where tomatoes fail. It thrives where peppers struggle. In Zone 6, it survives freezing winters. In Zone 10, it handles blazing summers. It asks for nothing and gives everything. Imagine walking into your garden next summer. Imagine soil so dark and crumbly it feels like chocolate cake. Imagine knowing you grew all of it without buying a single bottle from the store. That is not a dream. That is a choice. The system wants you dependent. They want you believing you cannot do this alone. You can. You just did not have the information. Now you do. Find a trusted source for Bocking 4 or Bocking 14 crowns. Do not grab wild Comfrey. Plant it in a corner of your yard where it can live forever. Give it space and give it sun. This year, let it establish. Next year, start cutting, start brewing, and start building soil that feeds itself. You will never look at a garden center the same way again. But Comfrey is just one piece of the puzzle. There is another plant, a berry bush. One single bush feeds an entire family for generations and requires zero maintenance. It grows in USDA Zones 3 through 9, and it contains compounds that big pharmaceutical companies have tried to suppress for decades. Next video we will release One Berry Bush Feeds a Family for Generations. The hidden history Big Pharma does not want you knowing. We will reveal the berry that was almost erased from history. If you want soil that builds itself and food that grows without stores, hit the subscribe button right now. That berry video drops next Saturday. You do not want to miss it. Grow your own. Break the cycle. Join us next video.